Where should you begin your engineering career? The private sector or the public sector? A lot of young graduates are in this situation whereby they're asking this question. They want to know where to begin their career. For the private sector, you get to earn more money because they have more resources. You also get more opportunities for mentorship because you get exposed to different people in the company who has worked on multiple projects, so you can grow by listening and learning from them. Why all of these are wonderful, you need to understand that in private sector, it is a fast-paced environment. There are multiple deadlines you have to meet. Personally, I worked in the private sector and recently have been working overtime. There are some days I work till 12 midnight because there are deadlines I need to meet. In the private sector, you will encounter certain situations whereby you have to work overtime because of deadlines. Now, if we move over to the public sector generally is said to be more relaxed. It is not fast paced. Things go a little bit slow in the private sector because there are a lot of paperwork, because there are a lot of organization hierarchy, and for you to be approved of something, someone at the upper ups will have to approve. So it's a little bit slower compared to the private sector. However, you have more job security in the public sector. You do not wake up one morning, go to work, and your login details no longer work. No, there is no massive layoff in the public sector. If you're someone who loves to spend time with family, the public sector has more time off and it is less stressful. So comparing the private sector and the public sector, there is no right or wrong answer. It all depends on who you are as an individual and what do you value the most. If you're someone who values money because you're young, you just want to make all the money right now, then you may want to consider going to the private sector. If you're someone who wants to learn, you want to grow, you want to climb the corporate ladder, the private sector is something you should be looking at. If you're someone who is married and you want a relaxed environment, you've spent a good number of years in the private sector and you want a less stressful environment, then the public sector is something you should consider. At the end of the day, choosing where you begin your career is very, very important. And that is an important decision that you have to make. So choose wisely whether to start in the private sector or to start in the public sector. And something I encourage young engineers is this: start from the private sector and work there for a couple of years. Then you can transition into the public sector and get a feel of it. Then you make a final decision what sector you want to spend majority of your life doing. My name is Livingston. I'm a transportation engineer, and my goal is to break down complex engineering concepts for you to understand. Here is more.